So good day. Today we're going to discuss about linear programming problem. So for the basic concepts about linear programming, linear programming is a method of dealing with decision problems that can be expressed as constrained linear models. So the primary objective of linear programming are certainty of the parameters and linearity of the objective function and all constraints. So a mathematical technique for finding the best uses of an organization's resources. It is initially referred to as programming in a linear structure. It was renamed linear programming in 1948 as suggested by Koopmans. Programming means producing a plan or procedure that determines the solution to a problem. Graphical solution method is a two-dimensional geometric analysis of linear programming problems with two decision variables. Linear programming is a result of the Air Force research project concerned with computing the most efficient and economical way to distribute men, weapons, and supplies from different fronts during World War II. So linear graphical solution is limited in a two-dimensional set of axes, and graphing software applications can be used in three variables corresponding to planes in coordinate space, or meaning three-dimensional. So how do we solve linear programming problem graphically? So we can also L, LPP also stands for linear programming problem. So a linear programming problem into unknowns, let's say x and y, in which we are to determine the maximum and minimum values of linear expression. So it needs an objective functions, which can be a minimum and a maximum in the form of letter P, that would be a sub 1, x plus b sub 1 y for maximization. Meaning, what we usually maximize is letter P for profit. Then C is equal to a sub 1x plus b1y for minimization. And we usually minimize C for the cost. An objective function is subject to a number of linear constraints in the form of a sub 2x plus b sub 2y less than or equal to c, or a sub 2x plus b sub 2y greater than or equal to c, or it can also be a sub 2x plus b sub 2y is equal to c. So this an objective function is an expression that shows the relationship between the variables in the problem and the firm's goal. So there are two types of constraint. The structural constraint, so it is the limit on the availability of resources, and it is also known as the explicit constraint. Then we have the non-negativity constraint. It is the constraint that restricts all the variables to zero and possible positive solution, and it's also known as the implicit constraint. So, for example, for the linear programming model, so let's say first we have to maximize. So that would, let's say P is equal to 1200x plus 1600y, by which if we maximize or minimize, meaning we are getting the objective function. Subject to, so these are the constraints. So 3x plus 2y less than equal 18. So that is an example of structural constraint, and even the x less than or equal to 5. So those are structural constraints. And then we have x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or is equal to 0. This is our non-negativity constraint. So any number that is greater than 0, it means it's positive. So that's why this is the non-negativity constraints. So how do we get the optimal solution? So this is a combination of the decision variable amount that yields the best possible value of the objective function and satisfy all the constraints. So for the optimal value, it is the highest for the maximization or lowest for the minimization problem of the objective function. The feasible region, it is the set of the combination of values for the decision variable that satisfy the non-negativity conditions and all the constraints simultaneously that is allowable decisions. And the last one is the extreme point. So these are the corner of the feasible region. These are the location of the maximum and minimum point of the feasible region. Okay, so for the fundamental theorem of LP problem, so there are two things we need to consider in solving the LP problem, such as first, if a linear programming problem has an optimal solution, there is always at least one extreme point or solution of the feasible region. A linear programming problem with bounded, non-empty feasible region always contain an optimal solution. Example, a local boutique produced two designs of gown A and B, have the following materials available: 18 square meters of cotton, 20 square meters of silk, and 5 square meters of wool. Design A requires the following: 2 square meters of cotton, 2 square meter of silk, and 1 square meter of wool. Design B requires the following: 2 square meters of cotton, 4 square meter of silk. If design A sells for 1,200 and design B for 1,600, how much of each garment should the boutique produce to obtain the maximum amount of money? Okay, so just have a correction here. So this design A is for 3 square meters of cotton and 2 square meters of silk. Okay, so first step is we have to represent the unknown in the problem. So let X be the number of design A. So how many design A we're going to produce? And let Y be the number of design B. So after we represent the unknown, we have to tabulate the data about the facts if necessary. So the materials, we have the cotton, the silk, the wool, and of course the profit. Then we have the design A, which is our X, design B is our Y, and the available resources. Okay, for the first one, so what we need here for the first is that it requires the following again: 3 square of cotton, 2 meters, 2 square meters of silk, and 1 square meter of wool. That's why we have here 3, 2, 1. And then for design B, the requirements are 2 square meters of cotton, 4 square meter of silk. So, and there's no requirement for the wool. That's why we have 2, 4. Okay, wait. Then 2, 4, then there's no for wool. Now, for the available resources, the total is that we have 18 square meters of cotton, 20 square meters of silk, and 5 square meters of wool. That's why we have 18, 20, and 5. That's it. And then for the profit, for the design A, so design A sells for 1,200 and design B sells for 1,600. That's why for the profit for the column of design A, we have 1, 2, and then for column B, we have 1,600. Okay, so the next is that we have to formulate the objective function. Since we are asked to maximize, so our objective function is letter P, which is equal to 1,200x plus 1,600y. So for the constraints, so we're going to take on the row. So for the row 1, we have here 3 to 18. So it means 3x plus 2y. It should be less than or equal to 18. So why less than? Because we have the available materials. So the available materials, we have to use all of this, the available materials. So ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwedeng lumampas sa 18 kasi nga hanggang dun lang yung ating available. Kaya we use the less than or equal to 18. Now for the second constraint, we have 2x plus 4y, which is also less than 20. So ayan, so 2, 4, 20. And then for the wall, since we don't have y, it only means x is less than or equal to 5. So those are the constraints. So again, this 3 is our structural constraint. And then of course, automatically we have the non-negativity constraint, which is x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. So for our step 4, how are we going to solve for that? So we have to plot the constraints of the LP problem on a graph with design A shown on the horizontal axis and design B, Y on the vertical axis using the intercept rule. So using the first constraint, 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 18. So we're going to replace the less than or equal to equal only. So we have now 3x plus 2y is equal to 18. Now using the intercepts or by setting x is equal to 0, so if we let x is equal to 0 and substitute it into the equation, so 3 times 0 plus 2y is equal to 18. So we can cancel the 3 times 0. So what's left is 2y is equal to 18. Now solving for y, that would be 18 divided by 2, which is equal to 9. Therefore, the point is 0, 9. Then the other point is by letting y is equal to 0. So again, substitute it to the constraint. So 3x plus 2, but the value of y now is 0. That would be equal to 18. So what's left is 3x is equal to 18. So therefore, solving for x, 18 divided by 3, that will give us 6. So the point is 6, 0. So if we're going to graph that, so 6, 0 and 0, 9. So we have to connect that 2 points. And what would be the shaded part? So since origin is 0, 0, if we're going to substitute it to the equation, so 3 times 0 plus 2 times 0, so the result of that is 0, and 0 is less than 18. So meaning, the origin is part of the shaded part. That's why, ayan, ang ating shaded part ay yung kulay pula. So, part yung origin ng solution. Okay? So, for the same, we're going to do is to get or plot the points and connect it to make the line for the second constraint. So the second constraint is 2x plus 4y is less than or equal to 20. So again, replace the less than or equal to equal sign. So 2x plus 4y is equal to 20. So setting x is equal to 0. So 2 times 0 plus 4y is equal to 20. So what's left is 4y is equal to 20. And then solving for y is 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Therefore, the point is 0, 5. Then the other one, if we let y is equal to 0, so 2x plus 4, but y is now 0 is equal to 20. So 2x is equal to 20. So solving for x is 20 divided by 2. So that will give us 10. So the other point is 10, 0. Now plotting, that would be 10, 0 and 0, 5. Now connecting 10, 0 and 0, 5. Then let us test the part of the origin or which part is shaded. Again, let us substitute the origin. So if x is 0 and y is 0, so 2 times 0 plus 4 times 0, and that is less than 20. So again, the origin is part of the solution. That's why we shade the numbers or the points below the line. So that is colored blue. Okay, so that would be our solution for the second line. Now, for the third one, we have for the wool, x less than or equal to 5. Then, therefore, x is equal to 5. So, there's no value of y. So, meaning the y is any values. Now, if we're going to graph, so that would be the green one. And x less than, so meaning the origin is still part of the solution. So what we are going to get here is the feasible region and the corner points. So the feasible region is the intersections of the solutions for the tree for the shaded. So in this case, and then we have the non-negativity. That's why this is the only part of the so this is our feasible region. Then we're going to get the corners of the feasible region. And that would be our critical points. Okay, so how do we get those? So we need to, so the first one is obviously that would be 0, 5. That is all part of the second equation. Now, we need to get the intersections of the two. So the first equation is 3x plus 2y equals 18. And then 2x plus 4y is equal to 20. So we can use substitution or elimination method. So let's say, for example, we want to solve for x or we want to solve for y. So let's say we need to eliminate x. So we have for the first equation 3x plus 2y. So we need to multiply this by negative 2. Then the second one is just multiply it by 3. So negative 2 times 3x, that will give us negative 6x. Then we have 3, 2y times negative 2 is negative 4y. And then 18 times negative 2 is negative 36. Now for the other one, 3 times 2x is positive 6x. 3 times 4y is 12y. And that is equal to 3 times 20 is 60. So by adding, we can cancel this, and what left here is 8y is equal to 60 minus 36, and that is 24. Now solving for y, that will give us 24 divided by 8 is 3. So y is equal to 3. So if y is equal to 3, we can now substitute it to the two equations. So let's say 3x, for the first equation, 3x plus 2, but y again is 3, is equal to 18. So 3x is equal to 18. Then 2 times 3 is 6. So if we transpose, that is negative 6. So 3x, 18 minus 6 is 12. So solving for x, that would be 4. Okay? So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the point is 4, 3. So we have now 0, 5, 4, 3. Now, the other one is the intersection of 3x plus 2y equals 18 and if x is equal to 5. So if x is equal to 5, for the first equation, if x is equal to 5, so that would be 3 times 5 plus 2y is equal to 18. So we want to solve for y. So 2y is equal to 18 and then minus 15 because 3 times 5 is 15 and that will give us 3. So this is now 3. 18 minus 15 is 3. Now solving for y, that will give us 3 halves or 1.5. That's why the other one is 5, 1.5. So that is the intersection. And then the last one, we have the intersection. That is another corner point, which is 5, 0. So these points, 0, 5, 4, 3, 5, 1.5, and 5, 0 are the corner points, or we call that the extreme point. So this is not yet the optimal solution. Now, how do we get the optimal solution and the optimal value? For the profit, which is our objective function, which is 1200x plus 1600y. So we need to substitute the values of that. So first point, 0, 5. So 1200 times 0 for the value of x, then 16 times 5. So the total will give us 8,000. Now for 5, 0, 1, 2 times 5 plus 1, 6 times 0, that will give us 6,000. For the point 4, 3, 1, 2 times 4 plus 1, 6 times 3, so that will give us 4,800 plus 4,800, that will give us 9,600. Now for pi 1.5, 1, 2 times 5 plus 1, 6 times 1.5, and that will give us 8,400. Since we are maximizing the profit, we need to get the highest value, and that is 9,600. So 9,600 is the optimal solution. And for 3 is, 9,600 is the optimal solution, and for 3 is the optimal value. So that would be the value of our x and y. So we need to design 4 design A and 3 design B. So that's all, guys. Thank you.